guys, I'm back with some more reviews, and doing something a little bit different today. I don't really talk about a lot of TV shows, but I figured since I'm reviewing the From Dusk Till Dawn franchise, I'd include this. And I'll be reviewing season 1. I have not seen season 2 yet. I haven't watched the new episode season 2 yet. I haven't seen any of them, so I won't be reviewing season 2. I mean, I don't think it's over with. I don't even think it's over with. So I'll be reviewing season 2, like, later on when the season's over with and it's on Netflix, and I'll watch it on there, and then I'll probably do a review on it. But I figured that since I'm doing reviews only from Dusk Till Dawn franchise, I'd review the From Dusk Till Dawn TV series, which first came out in 2014, gets 7.0 on IMDb, and the creator of the show is Robert Rodriguez, the director of the original From Dusk Till Dawn. Now, this TV show is, I could say this is probably one of my favorite TV shows out there. I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV. I mean, I watch some TV. I mainly watch wrestling on TV. WWE Raw and SmackDown I watch. A little bit of The Walking Dead. A little bit of that. So I do watch some TV, but I don't watch a lot of TV shows. I don't watch, Gotham. I don't watch stuff like that. I don't watch, The Flash. I don't really watch Green Arrow. I don't watch that show either. Or is it just called, I forgot what it was called. I think it was called just Arrow, or was it Green Arrow? Let me check. Because I know it was about the Green Arrow, but yeah, it's just called Arrow. So I don't watch Arrow. I don't watch, Gotham. I don't watch a lot of TV shows. I watch very few of them, like this. I watch it From Dusk Till Dawn TV show. Actually, I don't even say that. I don't watch it because, I watch on Netflix. So, I sort of watch some TV shows, and out of the TV shows I have seen, From Dusk Till Dawn, the TV series, is definitely one of my favorites. Mainly because it's a well done, basically it's taking the first movie and extending it to a whole TV show. Now, there are a few things that are the same. You got the Gecko brothers, you do have the beginning scene in the liquor store, but it doesn't even start like that. It actually starts a little bit differently. And there were a few characters that were, changed a little bit. A few characters that survived, and I'll talk about that when I get more in depth with the review. But yeah, I'm a really big fan of this TV show. I know if I'm such a big fan, I should be watching season 2. I'm actually waiting for it to go on Netflix because it's on El Rey, and I don't think I got that channel, El Rey. I mean, I might, but I don't watch El Rey a lot. I know it's got like Lucha Underground and stuff like that. It's basically the Robert Rodriguez's. I think it's the TV station that I think, isn't El Rey that the TV station that Robert Rodriguez is involved with? Because El Rey is the name of the city that they're going to in Mexico, and From Dusk Till Dawn. So El Rey is the name of the TV station. So I think Robert Rodriguez was the man behind El Rey, the creator of the El Rey TV station. I might be wrong on that, but I don't watch El Rey because I don't think I own it. I don't think I have it, but that's why I wait for it to go on Netflix. But I watched this TV show on Netflix, watched from episode 1 to the last episode, and I watched the whole season of the first season, and I gotta say, it's really well done. I'm a really big fan of it. It's got everything going for it. Gore. Is it as good as the original movie? No, I mean, but that's comparing it to a classic. So, I mean, but if you compare it to as just a straightforward TV show, and it just, as a TV show, it's really, really good. And it's got gore, it's got hot women, like the original did. You've got likable characters. The acting was decent. Excuse me. The acting was good. It was decent, but I don't think it was as good as the original. But still, you had likable characters. You got a good cast. I mean, you got DJ Contrana and Zane Holtz playing Richie and Seth Gecko. Then you've got Jake Busey, Gary Busey's son, playing Professor Aiden Tanner from the first season. You've got Carlos played by Milmer Vlad-Rama. And you've got Santanico Pandemonium played by Eiza Gonzalez. And then you've got Freddy Gonzalez, who is the deputy, played by Jesse Garcia. And there's a lot of cast. There is also, I believe there is, yeah, I think so. Let me check. I just kind of forgot his name. Robert Patrick. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to forget his name. I know it's like, oh, you forgot Robert Patrick's name. But sorry, I forgot his name. But you got Robert Patrick in this movie from Dusk Till Dawn Part 2, so that was pretty cool. And you know, basically it surrounds the same idea of the original. I mean, you got Seth and Richie Gecko. They go to the liquor store. They shoot the guy there, only this time he's actually given signs. Like, he's like talking to the sheriff. He's like, oh, talking about the vault. And then Richie like, he said the vault. Shoots him. So in the original one, it was more of Richie being crazy. I think it was Richie. Yeah, because Seth Gecko was DJ Contrana. Yeah. So Richie Gecko in this one's more of, he's still crazy, but they explain a little bit more of the background of why he is crazy. I guess it was because he was, you know, recluse, and, you know, he was living out in the woods for a while, and then he was getting these visions of Santanico Pandemonium, and basically she drove him crazy. And she tells him to kill people, and so it explains a little bit more why he's crazy in this in the TV show. And, you know, you got the same story. I mean, you got them shooting the liquor store owner. They shoot the sheriff. Only this time there's a deputy, and the deputy swears revenge on the sheriff, and the deputy goes after them. And you got this story with pretty much the same characters. You know, you've got Scott and Kate, and you got Robert Patrick playing their father. You got them in the RV, the same, only it's a little bit different. They explain a little bit of the background about the wife of the father, and basically the same thing happens. I mean, they get, you know, hijacked, and then Richie keeps seeing these visions of Santanico Pandemonium. The show kind of starts off a little bit slow. You know, it does begin to not get boring, but it kind of drags a little bit. You're like, okay, come on, action, come on, let's go. But then when it gets to sort of the end or the middle, I'd say probably the middle part of the season, is when it really starts to pick up. You know, you really start to see a lot of vampires, and, you know, see a lot of gore and action. And so the beginning part of it is kind of slow because you got to build up the characters. You got to make them likable characters. So I can kind of understand why it was a little bit draggish at first. They got to develop characters. But the middle part of the TV show is when it really got good. You know, the middle part, or towards the end, you could say it's probably either which. It's either towards the end or a little bit towards the middle. It's kind of weird because it's not way at the end of the TV show, but it's sort of in the middle, but, you know, a little bit ahead of the middle. So it's kind of weird. But basically, the part where the bar comes into play, that's when it really picks up. So towards the end, you know, when they get into the bar and the vampires break out and there's gore. And for it being a TV show, it's got some really good gore effects. One problem, though, is the CGI. And like I said, it is not as good as the original, so it does have problems. I mean, it is a little bit draggish at first. The score, it was alright, I guess. It wasn't terrible, but really couldn't remember a lot of it, but it wasn't terrible. And the CGI, those are probably the three main problems. But besides that, there really isn't any other problems. You got your gore effects, stories there. The acting's pretty decent, not as good as the original, but pretty decent. Likeable characters. So, you know, it is happens. Except this time, I think they get the deputy goes after them and shoots at them for a few minutes, and they escape from there. And while they're pretty much going over the border, the deputy gets, I believe he gets kidnapped by Carlos, by his gang, and you find out Carlos is a vampire. And, you know, same thing, they go to the bar, and while Seth Ritchie, Kate Scott, and their father are at, and Jacob, the character Jacob, is at the bar, you've got the character Freddy Gonzalez, and then he's got to break out of there, and he fights to get to the bar, and he's there, and he fights vampires, he's cutting vampires' heads off, stuff like that. And you got Scott's character getting bit by a vampire. He ends up dying. You got Jacob. I think he dies. And then you've got Richie Gecko. Instead of him actually dying, which in the original one he gets bit by a vampire and he dies, and this one it's sort of he gets bit by a vampire, becomes a vampire, and him and Seth have to work together to get this ritual done to help save Centennial Pandemonium because he's found out that she's trapped in there by a curse. And they help her get out of there. And, you know, the TV show sort of ends where, you know, Seth is kind of defiant against Richie. He's like, why are you... Because Richie kind of goes a little bit too far. You know, he's killing innocent people. He's, you know, basically getting out of line a little bit. And Richie and Seth end up fighting. And they end up working out in the end of the movie, you know, where Centennial Pandemonium escapes from there, and Richie escapes. And they leave Seth, Kate, and Freddy Gonzalez's character there. And so you find out that Richie and Centennial Pandemonium, they're together. They drive off. They leave Seth, Kate, and Freddy there. And Freddy's sort of just like, he has to make a choice. Is he really going to carry out this revenge, or is he going to stop it? Because Seth goes, well, we know your family. Or it's either Seth or Richie. They go, we know your family. We know where you live. We could hurt your family. And he goes, well, I guess I won't get my revenge now. So he pretty much just like walks away. And you found that instead of the original one where Kate's like, oh, do you need some company? He goes, no. This one he goes, yes. And then Seth and Kate, they drive off in a car together. And that's pretty much setting up for season 2. So, sorry guys, so this review is kind of a little bit all over the place. But I was trying to remember all the details because it is a TV series. You got to remember a lot of details because it's a whole season. But, you know, altogether, I mean, it starts off a little bit slow. But I'd say to the end of the TV series, you know, just wait to that ending. Because that ending with the gore and the action for like 5 episodes straight. And, you know, the suspense leading up to it and like 2 episodes before it. The suspense leading up to it, it was just a great build for that final, you know, 5 or 4 episodes. And, you know, it just got a lot of gore, a lot of action, a lot of atmosphere to it. A lot of backstory. You find a lot of backstory about how the bar was there and how it's been there for hundreds of years. And Centennial Pandemonium been trapped in there for a long time, like I said earlier in the review. You know, it's really interesting because it brings a lot of new stuff to the table. But it sort of surrounds the same idea, but at the same time, like I said, it brings some new things in. So, yeah, I mean, altogether, it's pretty good. I'm a big fan of it. So definitely, if you haven't seen the From Dusk Till Dawn TV series, check it out. It's really good. I'm a big fan of it. So, guys, thanks for watching my review on From Dusk Till Dawn TV series. And thanks for watching my reviews on the From Dusk Till Dawn franchise. It's a great franchise. I'm actually personally a big fan of it. I love 1 and 2. 3 is a guilty pleasure. It's so bad it's good. It's sort of a time waste. You just sit down and watch it to have a little bit of fun. The TV series is pretty good too. Excuse me, that's my phone over there. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching my reviews. Or watching my review on the From Dusk Till Dawn TV series. And watching my reviews on the franchise, From Dusk Till Dawn franchise. So, guys, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.